Welcome to Sustainably Petite, living large on a petite lifestyle. We are going to be starting some seeds for our spring garden. I've been doing tomatoes and peppers. Today I have squash seeds that I collected out of a butternut squash that we had for dinner not that long ago. And I found this great video online. I will try to find it again so I can post a link to it. But essentially this is how he started the seeds, and so far everything's been sprouting really nicely. You place your seeds on a paper towel and you spray it with water, fold it over. Okay, I'm going to spray again just to make sure that I've got lots of moisture on there. And then that is it. Now in his video, he took the seeds and put them into a plastic bag. Once they're in the plastic bag and all sealed up, what the other YouTuber did is he placed them between some towels and then he put a heat lamp on them. What I'm going to do is I've been putting them in my oven because it does have a pilot in it, and I set them in there. It's been taking about a week to 14 days. It is May 28th. Some of these seeds I started inside. Let's see, these are the banana squash. These were started inside from seed, but from purchased seed. In the middle here, and it looks like something's been starting to chew on them. This is the butternut squash that earlier in this video I had posted the pictures where I started the seeds from an actual butternut squash with using the napkins and putting them in a warm, dark place, and that happened to be my oven because it's got a pilot light in it. And they grew really, really nice. The heirloom seeds, however, including the zucchini, this is a Black Beauty, they seem to be doing much better. Probably the butternut squash that I bought at the store was a GMO jobber. But I'm not sure if these are turnip or parsnips. Earlier when we had that beautiful spell here in New York in March 2020, I kind of got spring fever, so the grandkids and I started to plant stuff. So I'm not sure what those were because my granddaughter threw about 7 seeds into a Dixie cup. As you can see, I planted the beans. They are up. They took about 10 days. Today is Thursday, so Sunday I'm going to put in 2 more rows. This way I can stagger how quickly they're coming up so I don't get a lot of beans all at once. And these were also from seed. I have to tell you, I was never able to grow tomatoes from seed before. They always got really spindly, and I don't know if I was planting them too early in the season. So these are San Marzano and beefsteak tomatoes. Anyway, this year I put down cardboard as we walk along this way. This bed I'm still working on. We did put in asparagus into this bed. I don't know if you can see it with all the weeds, but we did that a little bit earlier. And then up ahead I have my asparagus. Unfortunately I let it go to seed, but I did have the opportunity to pull some of the asparagus out. This plant is about 3 or 4 years old. So, and these are potatoes. Now all I did with the potatoes is I just cut the eyes off of them when they started to sprout, and I put them in the tires. I keep filling it up with dirt because of course we don't eat the leaves, even though I think I've seen somewhere that you can eat sweet potato leaves. But we want all of the strength and all of the work of the plant to go into producing the potatoes. And this is what I'm doing this year. All the cardboard boxes that I get, I'm putting on the ground. I'm putting mulch on top of them. Of course, going back to our elementary school years, you know that cardboard is made out of wood, so it will break down. And then next year I'll probably have to put a layer of mulch on. Here I've got, I believe this is butter crunch lettuce along with some kale. We did plant this very early in the season. I believe it was, again, March during that heat wave. We had heat wave, it was 50 or 60, but it was very nice for March weather in New York. And it was just when we went into the COVID-19 quarantine. I wasn't sure what the world would be presenting to us, and I didn't want to have to worry about going to the grocery store or food. So that's why the grandkids and I came out and planted. I have some that was planted a little bit later on. It was also in the backyard, so it isn't as hardy. And then another tomato plant, which should be growing very nicely out front here in the sunshine. This is part of my front yard herb garden. The oregano came back. It is absolutely gorgeous. I guess it's since it's related to the mint family, I'm gonna have to be careful. I didn't realize that it would keep coming back and look like this. I have another bed in the middle. I think I'll put a couple of the extra peppers in because, again, the front yard gets a lot more sun. And sage. This is terribly bushy. I flipped some of it over so I could get some fresh compost into that other bed. But this is also growing like crazy, and it's kind of taking over. I don't know if you can see it. It's taking over my lavender. I do have a maple tree. I brought that back from my daughters. Yeah, I thought that I could plant a maple tree and tap syrup. Unfortunately, I was told a tree this size is going to take 40 years to grow before it'll be ready to tap for maple syrup. So there, my dreams are dashed. The chives, they've been coming up every year for 3 years, and it's kind of nice to cut the tops off and cook with them. And then the strawberries, they really haven't gone beyond this point. I think I've got deer or something getting into them. I was kind of hoping it would spread into this other bed over here, but I think I'm going to put the acorn squash in that bed because I'm running out of room for squash in the back beds. And while I'm out here, I just have to take a picture of this. I haven't had cherries for the last year or so. I don't know why this year they decided they were going to be so happy, but the tree is loaded. Now all I have to do is keep the squirrels out of them. I thought the birds were eating them, but I just caught a squirrel out here.